Howdy. Happy Wednesday.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partners.
How do?
Well,
I lived in Wyoming for a while.
You
I can't
did.
even pull that off.
Yeah. Come on, Yellowstone.
Anybody seen that show?
It's a good show.
There you go.
I still gotta watch it.
I need to get on that.
I'm saying that I've only watched the pilot episode because they let you watch the first one for
free.
free.
And, then you gotta
And I'm saying it's a good show.
There you go. Welcome to a good show. Is it? I don't know. 9:50 WAFB Plus for 9 News now. Fewer cowboy hats, clearly.
Yeah.
No horses.
Well, there were lots of horses yesterday on Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras beat time. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We are moving on to, for some folks, Ash Wednesday. For other folks, Wednesday. How's the forecast for Wednesday?
Windy Wednesday.
Okay.
That's the headline today. Warm Wednesday.
Yeah,
Lots
there
of
you go.
W's
Yeah,
out
no
there
kidding.
in our forecast for today. Actually, not bad outside right now, though. You can see we kind of have a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a little more cloud cover than sunshine, but I stepped out a couple of minutes ago, and we were getting some sun breaking through. It's our Sky 9 camera brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. Warm morning, low to mid-70s right now. Baton Rouge 73, Gonzales 74. So keep in mind, normal high temperature today, 68, already well above that. And here's the windy element to it. Right now, winds out the south at 16 in Baton Rouge, many spots gusting into the 20s. Macomb already gusting up to 38 miles per hour. So we're getting in on some of those strong winds around the area. They should continue to pick up here through the morning. We do have a wind advisory in effect through 6 o'clock. The wind advisory to warn of sustained winds running 20 to maybe near 30 miles per hour at times. We will have widespread, we think, wind gusts in the 30s and some occasional gusts into the 40s that will be possible. Otherwise, temperatures, low 80s at noon. I've got the high in Baton Rouge today around 84. And by this afternoon into the early evening, a shower or two not out of the question. Now, giving you a look at the wind gusts, one model perspective. This is the graph model. Showing gusts in the 30s becoming more common here through the remainder of the morning, and you see how it's got some gusts up around 40 and a little bit higher as we get into the early afternoon. So going to be very windy, it looks like, through at least mid-afternoon. Late afternoon into the evening, winds will subside a bit. Still going to be breezy, though, winds gusting well into the 20s even late today and this evening. And then the other thing should be dry. You see a couple of showers starting to show up out to our west by noon. But as we get into the afternoon, here we are at 3 o'clock. A couple of those trying to move in areas, especially a little bit west and northwest of Baton Rouge. And by mid to late afternoon, here are a couple making it into the local area. Now, if you're south and southeast of Baton Rouge, minimal chances of seeing a shower today. The small rain chance today is kind of if you took a line from, say, roughly New Iberia, Baton Rouge, Macomb to the northwest, that's going to be the best chance of seeing a few isolated showers, and on into the evening, whatever is left should die out. Temperatures don't drop off much. You can see where the small rain chance can be coming from. Good bit of rain, Texas, Oklahoma, and northward this morning. That's a disturbance. This is also the same features kind of helping to generate some of the strong winds. Low pressure up here, high pressure to the south, and that difference in pressure, we call it the pressure gradient between low pressure or north, high pressure or south, generating the strong winds. We're just getting clipped by this system. That's why it's only a small rain chance. It's going to produce some big snow, though, up across the upper Midwest. There's already been some coming down, but up around Minneapolis, talking about 1 to 2 feet of snow. Some discussion could be the biggest snow event they've had since something like 2010, 2011. If you remember the dome, the top of the Metrodome collapsing under the weight of heavy snow, that was that last big snow event that they're referencing. So big snow event across the upper Midwest. Of course, no snow here. When you look at temperatures like this, 84 for a high today. Won't be a record, but well above normal. But beginning tomorrow and right on into the weekend, potentially could be a run of record-tying or record-setting warmth. I've got 86 tomorrow. That would tie the record. 85 Friday. That would tie the record. Also of note, Thursday and Friday's records, when were they set? A year ago, so second year in a row with a warm late February. Saturday, 86, that would be a new record. Sunday, 84, that would tie the record. So right on Thursday through Sunday, we're talking about near record, if not record-setting warmth around the area. So two things. Number one, you got windy conditions today, and then number two, warm weather today right on into the weekend. Monday of next week, a slight bump up, a very slight bump up again in rain chances. A weak cold front moving in That front will produce a very slight cool down. Tuesday and Wednesday mornings we get down to the 50s. Highs on Tuesday in the upper 70s. We're back into the low 80s though by Wednesday. So guys, overall pretty quiet pattern other than the wind that we're tracking today and just some warm weather for a number of days ahead.
All those potential records, my goodness, you're right. It's gonna stay warm here in winter in South Louisiana.
Not a bad time to get some stuff done.
There you
Today,
go.
not great, maybe get work done
Man.
outside with the wind. But tomorrow through the weekend, we need to get some stuff, get the yard ready, kind of getting close to spring.
The lawnmowers already.
Yeah.
Patio
Already.
furniture can start coming back out.
Where do you put your patio furniture?
I have none.
Okay.
It's imaginary. Right now,
Well,
it's
that's kinda sad.
imaginary.
Folks, I wish you could have seen Liz Coe's face. I didn't mean the question like that. But you ever seen that like sad puppy dog eyes? I'm like, where do you put your? I was curious. I mean, ours just kind of stays outside. Where do you put your patio furniture? She just looked at me like, I have none.
Do you at least have a place to rest your head at night, Liz?
Is there a pillow?
Sometimes.
All right, you know what?
Sometimes.
We're gonna get together. We're gonna get Liz Coe some patio.
I love it. I love it. A place to rest my head outside when the spring comes.
That was so sad.
I love it.
Big
Thank
doughy
you.
eyes. Cap, thanks, ma'am. Okay, from all that to this, speaking of conversations, this one being had at the highest level, the Supreme Court hearing arguments right now about something. You've heard the phrase, break the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, chances are that's a headline to grab your attention, a little bit of clickbait, but it could greatly impact how we go about using the internet.
And this is such a technicality here, right? Because we have Supreme Court justices who did not grow up in the era of social media.
Very true.
But all at the same token, there are all these calls from lawmakers, families, parents of young children
Right.
who are calling for more to be done to protect kids and people on the internet. So how does that match up when you've
Right.
got Supreme Court justices making sweeping decisions about language on social media, on platforms they don't necessarily use? What is the appropriate measure to move forward here?
It's going to be interesting to see which way they go, which way they lean on this. I think if you follow who makes up the Supreme Court right now, you might get an idea of which way they tend to lean, and more often than not, maybe no government interference with business,
Right.
that kind of thing, the free market. Well, this may be a space where those who are inclined to say that publicly go the other way with something like this and put some restrictions on it. We will see, but it really does involve, think big web, Google, Facebook, Twitter.
The major players.
Exactly,
Yeah.
major players when it comes to that. The potential for lawsuits to happen, things could get very litigious here. It has to do with stuff being posted on their sites. They have no responsibility for it, that kind of thing, protected to certain degrees right now. Could folks end up suing these gigantic companies for something just placed? It's more than that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot to take in.
Scratching the surface
Yeah.
here. A lot to follow, certainly, because this is going to impact everyone who
Yeah.
uses the internet.
Right.
Who doesn't use Google nowadays?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's why it impacts everyone, and we're keeping our eyes on it.
Big time story.
Ooh.
We want to bring your attention right here, hyper-local, which is one family. So that was going to impact the whole country, right? Whole world, in a way. One family right here that really needs our attention. We were in New Roads for a little bit of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
We need to get down to New Roads again for a whole nother good reason.
Let's focus in on 91-year-old Miss Mildred Dewey. She lost her home in a fire, a house fire, about a week ago. This is what's left
no
of
kidding.
it. There is just scattered memories everywhere. There's debris everywhere. It's evident, Matt, just by this one photo.
Yeah,
you
know.
can't live here.
No,
There's
it's
no
done.
way.
It's done.
But her whole family, she's the matriarch of it. She's got grandkids. She's got kids. They're trying to figure out, well, what do we do from here? Right now, figuring out temporary places to live while you find wedding photos, memoirs, all things that kind of claimed all of the things that she gets to call those personal mementos. So they have each other. That is the silver lining here. But the community of Point Coupee Parish, the community there of New Roads coming together to make sure Miss Mildred and her family have things like a pillow, like sheets, like non-perishable foods for when they find that home, they're coming together, but they're asking for your help too.
Yeah, this is that good reason. This is that good reason. You down there for a fantastic reason. Obviously, it came from something terrible. 2 to 6 o'clock today. St. Augustine Catholic Church there in New Roads. That's where they're going to be having this collection drive, so to speak. You just heard Liz talk about what it is they need. Not looking for anything crazy here, just the basics, right? To maybe help stand them up and get them going. Because when you look at that house, Liz, you're absolutely right. All you got to do is see one picture and you realize this is, well, look at that picture.
Beautiful.
Right there. Right?
Beautiful.
You look at that picture and you know exactly what happened there. There is no going back in here. This is that total loss kind of a situation. So maybe a little bit of help coming their way, courtesy of all the good hearts out there.
Think of all the things that you would not necessarily think of. When someone needs a new home, shower curtains, shower liners, sheets, blankets.
All little things.
Yes, a little can make such a big difference. They're not asking for $500 donations. You bring whatever you're comfortable with. We're just helping out one of our neighbors in need.
That's all that is. That's all that is. Okay, that's going on today. This is going on today as well. Catholics all around the area, all around the world. Ash Wednesday.
Lots going on in our part of the world to celebrate and kick off the Lenten season. So if you're looking for a place to maybe attend Mass today and maybe get some ashes, St. Joseph's Cathedral, one of those options downtown, but that's just one of so many Catholic churches in our area.
Yep. So what the digital team has done is kind of put a list together for you. You can find it right here. It's going to be easy to find. Look for the cross, Ash Wednesday, going to be the title there of the story. A good opportunity to kind of get out there and fight, because maybe you got to drive around a little bit, and you're going to be out of your area. That kind of, look, St. Joe, the folks over there, they were quick to say, look, yeah, parishioners, absolutely, but perfect strangers, friends of whoever you're, come one, come all, kind of a thing. And I gotta imagine, that's going to be the reaction most churches anywhere all the time.
So.
Exactly right. So a full list waiting for you.
That's it. Go ahead and share it with your friends. Ooh, is today busy? Because obviously the Wednesday after, not only kicking off the Lenten season, also left with big piles of Mardi Gras beads. So you've accumulated all of the good times, the memories of Mardi Gras season. So what are you doing with those beads if it doesn't go in your costume drawer or it doesn't go in your Mardi Gras bead closet?
I put them in the trash?
But there's another couple of groups that could use those.
I don't put them in the trash?
No.
Right to the landfill list?
No.
No, you don't do
we
that.
don't want to clog up the landfills.
We're good. There's enough junk going out that way anyway. So go figure, a place like Louisiana, South Louisiana, going to have a place to recycle Mardi Gras beads.
Yes.
And there's actually a couple spots that do that. Kelly Hubbard was live this morning after talking with actually one of those groups in particular. It really is pretty simple. I mean, the ability to just go, here you go. Gigantic. It's not like, remember back in the day when recycling first started here? It was 3 different bins. Before we went to single stream recycling back in the day, it was 3 different bins with the paper and the tin and the glass. It was the big green buckets and out to the curb like that. It was kind of a pain in the backside. That's not what this is. Everything in a big bag, just throw it gently, throw it at these folks. They take it, they rinse it, they wash it, they recycle it. If they're not, if it's not going to be used, they get rid of it. Or if they want to use it again, you may have it being thrown at you a little bit later in another parade.
How about that?
Truly recycling.
Yes, Mid-City Redevelopment Alliance being one of those places in Baton Rouge. East Ascension, the Ark of East Ascension in Ascension Parish there in Gonzales, they will take your beads. Again, these are beads that go time and time again every year. How cool is it to be able to recycle it? They're cleaned, don't worry, they take the time to do it, but they're asking for your beads so we don't have to keep clogging up our landfills, complaining about our gutters being filled with beads. Simple way to make sure that stuff doesn't end up in the landfill or in our gutters again.
I want to see some good Mardi Gras beads come St. Patty's Day parade.
Oh, that's it. Come on now.
Come on now.
Yes.
Let's go. It's always a good time for a parade down here.
We're looking forward to that.
We just got to be able to clean up a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, that's a bill being floated through the legislature. We'll see about that. We don't have to dig into that right now. We'll see.
This will be interesting.
We talked just a little bit about that this morning.
Yeah.
It certainly grabbed my attention. I know it did yours. Putting the onus on crews to clean up after themselves.
Right.
That's going to get a lot of pushback from a lot of folks. Look, it's one thing to be, clean up your mess.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. But one lawmaker saying it's on you now. That is going to create a lot of conversation.
Funny enough, that lawmaker from North Louisiana,
in a
place where
Monroe.
not as many parades as we see down here. I think that's safe to say there. So we are definitely going to follow this bill to see what comes of it. The onus being put on crew organizers, including possibly a big deposit to see whether you can roll or not, depending on how much you agree to paying into cleaning it up.
There's a timeline, right?
Yeah,
it's
there
like
is.
24 hours?
Yeah.
So all these crew members, I'm not saying all of them are going to be a little bit sideways. They all got to be sober enough to get out there and
Correct.
clean up.
It's on you.
See what I'm saying? This is going to get... Anyway, so we'll dig into that.
Yes.
Man, okay.
I know. What a talker.
The Good Group.
Yes.
Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, doing what they always do. They're on the road again today.
Yes, they're going to be actually set up at the old Morganza High School in 30 minutes. If you are watching this right now, start making those plans. Grab that photo ID, grab some proof of residency like a recent bill. Head on out to old Morganza High School.
It's they're going to go 10 to 11:30 this morning right here. And actually, they do a couple more Friday and Saturday, that kind of thing. And we remind you of these time and time again because they just do so much good. But remember the driver's license and the proof of residency as you head out there. 10 to 11:30 this morning.
You need to prove that you are in need of that aid.
Yes, right.
all the things we're trying to keep you abreast of here on WAV Plus on a Wednesday.
Yep.
We know a lot is happening in our part of the world
Always.
as we kind of recover off of Mardi Gras season and kind of pivot towards the rest of the week. Just trying to take a breath here, make it through the week, right?
Yeah,
Aren't we
absolutely.
all? Aren't
Well,
we all?
I don't even. Do y'all do the big Mardi Gras? I know you were saying you're just kind of recovering a little bit after no Mardi Gras because Baton Rouge doesn't have a parade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of it with the kids. It's just kind of, it's a challenge. Like, we had
You're right.
something here. I love Mardi Gras. My wife is probably not as excited about it as I am.
Pull back, Steve.
Yeah, so until there's something here, probably Mardi Gras Day not going to be that big of a deal. In our house.
Yeah.
I'm that way too. My daughter, oh my gosh, my daughter was at the New Roads
She was
parade.
living with Johnny?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it was one of those. She didn't get back till like 9 o'clock last night with all the traffic in New Roads, and they left out of there like 5:30.
That's
I was telling
crazy.
y'all that story.
Yeah.
I mean, legit hours just to get out of there. I mean, we're New Orleans, Baton Rouge. You got
Yeah.
multiple ways to get out of the New Roads. You kind of locked into a couple of
Yeah.
different. So anyway, happy Mardi Gras. Hopefully it was successful. Moving on now.
Moving on, indeed.
Yep,
In
there we
fact,
go.
just because it's the day after Mardi Gras doesn't mean the drinks stop flowing.
What?
Unless you're giving it up for Lent.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's another reason to celebrate today, specifically because it's National Margarita Day. I mean, come on, who doesn't enjoy a good margarita of
Is that a margarita?
age?
I don't know. What are we looking?
That doesn't
I guess
look
so.
like-
Could have been. Yeah,
I guess so, maybe a watered down one,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, it's
What you pay
simple.
for?
Well, yeah, watered down margarita. These days, you've got plenty of option to choose from. Maybe that was the traditional lime flavor, just bland, right?
Right.
If you want to see some of the specials that the local joints are doing, maybe stop by a Mexican restaurant to see what they're offering. Maybe the superiors of the world, which I will say they do a fabulous sangria margarita.
They do good.
Okay.
It's actually
They
really
do
good
some
and refreshing.
margaritas. No, they're absolutely they got some top shelf margaritas. You're right. Watch out, careful with those margaritas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Careful,
Yeah,
careful
superiors
with
are
those,
dangerous.
yeah.
Very
So there you go,
dangerous.
National Margarita Day.
Okay.
Is it odd that it's like for some like an Ash Wednesday? It sounds like is that a weird place?
It seems very
Do
intentional.
they probably don't care.
Well,
Yeah, maybe coincidental.
maybe.
There you go. I think
Maybe
that's
planning
probably
it
exactly
around
right. Coincidental.
that. Okay.
All right, where do you want to go next? You want to go to a zoo?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I think this is a zoo.
Okay.
Ready? Play it. What you doing there, little
I
fella?
thought this was a donkey at first, but what
What
is
is this
that?
That is it's a San Antonio Zoo. Oh, by the way, this is a yellow-backed diker. That's right. One more time. Yellow-backed diker.
Okay.
Folks, it's a yellow-backed diker.
What is it, Matt?
Louder for the people
Some kind
in
of
the
diker.
front.
Munching on a crunchy leaf.
Yeah, it looks like a
so
banana leaf.
they describe the animal as kind of a forest-dwelling antelope. So they just kind of put that out there. Why?
Yeah.
Because they thought it was cute just watching the yellow-backed diker chewing some leaves.
Boy, is that a mouthful. Yellow back. I think
Literally, yes.
Yeah. Full of banana
see.
leaves.
I
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Listen, banana leaves can be quite invasive. They are pretty in a oasis
you
type
ain't
setting,
lying.
but they are invasive.
Those and those elephant ears.
Yes.
Oy
Yes.
vey. Oy
All
vey.
right. Well, now we know man's solution to banana leaf invasion.
Yellow-backed diker?
Yes.
Done.
Done and done. Now
That
we know.
and goats.
Oh, goats. We do talk about
They'll
goats quite
eat
often.
anything.
That
They
is
really
true.
will.
You know, so it's late February. Often in the winter months, we talk about how the ladies love to get the boots out with the cold
Yeah.
weather.
Got to.
Not boot weather right
Oh,
now.
yeah, that's
right?
true.
No,
I guess
unfortunately not.
No.
But if we get any back, you might want to check these out. Maybe,
What?
maybe. You
Are
wanna
these
check
Yoshi's
out?
boots?
All right, sis. Yeah, the new trend in footwear, Liz. Where have you been?
Well, I've been missing out.
All right, they
Oh my
might
God.
be kind of fit for a cartoon character, maybe human feet, not quite sure. But these big red boots, they're apparently red hot.
Oh my God.
They were created by the art collective Mischief. It went on sale for, you want to guess?
100
Whoa,
bucks.
God,
Video, $350.
no.
I'm a little off.
And sold out in minutes.
Of course.
All right, their creator even describes them as cartoonish.
Okay.
And even though they're easy to put on, supposedly, getting them off can get you stuck if you're not wearing your perfect size.
As we see
Look at this.
here.
Look at that.
Look at that.
What is
That is
going on?
like just in the aisle somewhere at a
Oh,
store. It's
just stuck.
Who has the $350 to just drop
That's a good question.
on Yoshi's boots, as you said?
Right.
That's
I
a good
mean,
description.
Can I just take my Cajun Reeboks and paint them red?
Yes. That'll save you a lot of money and time. This
Oh my God, that's going to be
so
me.
ridiculous.
Just walking down the street in a bathrobe and Yoshi boots.
Wow.
What can we create and sell for $350? What
Clearly
ridiculousness can we create?
Ridiculous. I don't know that we're any good at ridiculous.
I'm gonna make.
You got it already. Look at
an umbrella with like a 6-foot diameter.
you. Yeah, with holes in it.
You know people would buy that though.
What's it good
Listen,
for?
watch.
You know.
Listen.
It's art.
Anna Wintour is just watching 9 News Now right now on New York Fashion Week. Watch. That's going to be the new thing. And you have
love
Dr.
it.
Steve Caparata to credit for that idea. A 6-foot diameter umbrella.
and
Give him that
payload.
money. Wow.
Make that money.
Oh, man. I can't wait
give me
to
some
see
boots.
this.
Get me some boots. No umbrella needed. Well, I guess you're going to block out
With
the sun.
holes?
Actually, today, careful with that umbrella. It's going to fly away.
Yeah, that's right. Wind, our big story today. Could even get some gusts in the 40s. Slim rain chances today through the weekend. The other thing's just going to be the warm mid-80s. Could even sneak into the upper 80s at times.
The seductive styling of the 2022 Mazda CX-9 elevates your idea of what a 3-row CUV can be.
Get 0% financing on a new Mazda CX-9 at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.